Welcome to Financial Analysis. This course is about the analysis of information arising primarily from the published reports of firms. We will examine fundamental analysis techniques in detail, and there will be a particular emphasis on the application of these techniques in equity or share valuation decisions. The course is structured in a way that follows how security analysts, equity researchers, and consultants approach their tasks. We first examine business strategy. We need to understand how a business makes money and the extent to which that is likely to change in the future. In doing so, we consider both the industry conditions a firm faces and also the competitive strategy a firm uses to position itself within an industry. If we don't understand strategy analysis, then we won't be properly able to interpret the financial statements. And more importantly, we won't be able to make sensible forecasts. We next undertake accounting analysis. In this section of the course, we develop tools to determine the extent to which a company's financial statements are likely to reflect the underlying economics of the business. We will consider the role of accounting rules and focus on identifying key accounting issues. These will vary across different industries. Having thought about the business strategy and industry conditions and considered the extent to which we think a firm's financial statements are of high or low quality and adjusted if need be, we are then in a much better position to commence our ratio or financial analysis. In this section of the course, we assess a firm's recent performance. We start off with a comprehensive measure of a firm's performance, return on equity, or ROE. ROE is income divided by a shareholder's equity. This measures accounting performance from the perspective of the shareholders. We will then think about how to take parts of ROE that reflect how well different business functions are performing. One structured way of doing this is to decompose ROE into profit margin, asset turnover, and leverage. This allows us to assess the performance of a firm's day-to-day operations, the effectiveness of the use of their assets, and whether the financing mix is appropriate or not. By undertaking our ratio analysis in a systematic and structured manner, we're in a good position to start our forecasting. That is, how will things change in the future? Our forecasting procedure follows our ratio analysis. We'll forecast a condensed version of a firm's financial statements. There's plenty of evidence out there that humans tend not to forecast very well. So if there's one key thing we want you to achieve from this course, it's improving your forecasting. That alone will provide you with a big competitive advantage over people you're competing against in business or in investment and so on. The next part of the course combines these skills in addressing the question of valuation, where we combine all of our prior analytical steps. Once we determine what we believe the value of a firm is, we can then compare that with the prevailing share price. Using valuation estimates is one step in a larger investment process that involves establishing the objectives of the investor, forming expectations about future returns and risks of individual securities, and combining individual securities into portfolios to maximize progress towards the investment objectives. As part of our analysis, we will consider the role of market efficiency. How you should invest your time as an analyst depends at least in part on how quickly and accurately information flows through markets and becomes reflected in security prices. We will think about how to use market-based valuation multiples, such as the price-earnings or PE ratio and the EV to EBITDA ratios to evaluate how markets evaluate a particular stock, along with the particular advantages and disadvantages of using market-based multiples. Finally, we will use the tools we have developed to undertake credit analysis, assessing the firm from the perspective of potential lenders or credit rating agencies. The course will focus on current real-world examples. We'll be completing a full analysis and valuation of JB Hi-Fi throughout the term, and that process will inform you on your own company analysis and valuation tasks that you'll be completing as part of your major project. You'll find course materials and weekly videos on the course Teams page, as well as the discussion forums that form part of your weekly participation grade. Have a look around there. I'm looking forward to working through the course materials with you this term.